Welcome to our waterfront pitch here at Fishery Creek Touring Park on Hayling Island.
It may be a typical rainy August bank holiday weekend, but we are not going to let that get in the way of our enjoyment of this awesome location.
We're here for 3 nights and we booked a little while ago, so we were able to secure this fantastic creekside pitch located right next to the slipway, where you can launch directly into the creek, although it is low tide at the moment.
So if you're into paddleboarding, kayaking, windsurfing, or really any kind of water sports, this is the ideal place for you. It's super family friendly as well, so the kids are going to love it. Here's a little bit more about the location and the site itself. Fishery Creek Touring Park is on Hayling Island, which lies between Chichester and Portsmouth on the south coast. It's easy to get to via the A27, but there is just one road on and off the island, so it can be busy at times. It's in a really beautiful location with environmentally important harbours on each side. Langstone Harbour on the west and Chichester Harbour on the east. Both are sites of special scientific interest. There are 158 pitches, which are a mix of grass and hardstanding, catering for caravans, motorhomes, camper vans and tents. There are no serviced pitches, but all have electric hookup, and you're never far away from water and wastewater disposal on site. We found the toilets and shower blocks to be clean and functional, but they were basic and in need of some modernisation. Inside reception, there's a small shop with a few essentials, although if, like us, you happen to leave behind your mallet and pegs, Hayling Hardware just 5 minutes away has a great selection of camping supplies. Just behind reception you'll find the Galleon bar with its indoor and outdoor seating, serving alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, tea and coffee and a selection of hot food. There's also visiting food trucks and an ice cream van that does the rounds. While we were there, they had a pizza truck, fish and chips and a hog roast. The pizza truck was very busy though, more on that later. On site there's a kayak and paddleboard rental station, but unfortunately, due to some family commitments by the owners, it was closed the weekend we were there. There's a small hut housing laundry facilities and a small station with local information and books and DVDs. Next door to Fishery Creek Touring Park is a Warner holiday village, which has evening entertainment. We could hear the music from the evening entertainment in the evenings, and it didn't bother us as such, but we thought it was worth mentioning. Our pitch, number 15, a prime pitch, was right next to the slipway, making it a perfect place for getting out on the water. However, that did also mean that it wasn't very private, but it was a good size and very level.
From the slipway, a footpath will take you to the beach and shops in one direction and along the creek in the other.
We're planning to spend most of our time on site, well, because why wouldn't you? But here are some other things that you can do in the local area.
There's 3 miles of beach here on Hayling Island with amusements, cafes and a miniature railway. It's a shingle beach, although there should be some sand at low tide, and I'm sure on a beautiful sunny day it would be absolutely lovely down here. I personally love the beach on a wet, wild and windy day like today, so this is good for me. This particular stretch of beach is Creek Road. It's about a 21-minute walk along the roads from the site, probably a more pleasurable stroll along the footpath directly accessed from that slipway right next to our pitch. The Hayling Billy Trail is a well-surfaced 5-mile loop following almost the entire western edge of the island, giving plenty of opportunity for fantastic views over Langstone Harbour.
over on the other side of the island, behind the ferry boat in here, there is a passenger ferry over to Portsmouth, which you can take your bike on. We'll leave all the details below. If you fancy a day out in Portsmouth, here's a couple of things you could do while you're there. A fantastic family-friendly day out is the historic dockyard, where you can take a dip into centuries of naval history, including a visit to HMS Victory, Lord Nelson's flagship at the Battle of Trafalgar, and the Mary Rose, Henry VIII's own flagship. A short stroll away is Gunwharf Quays, a large designer outlet mall with lots of great places to eat and drink too, and a great place to visit if it's raining because most of it is undercover.
Meanwhile, back at Fishery Creek, the tide has come in and it's time for some water sports. There is a paddleboard rental stand here, but they are closed this whole weekend that we are here, and our neighbours have very kindly offered to let Mac have a go on their paddleboard. I am obviously staying on dry land to look after Dozer, who is having a lovely snooze. Is it cold?
A little bit. Give it a go then. How do you reckon it's best to start off then? Just sort of sit on it and then get...
Yeah, just get on it. Yeah, just get your knees on there.
Yeah.
Sit in the middle, get in the middle.
Yeah.
Hey!
And then just paddle away.
Now obviously team, I love my husband desperately, but is it bad that I kind of hope he falls off and I catch it on camera? Oh my gosh, look at him go!
It's worth mentioning that as this is a tidal creek, it does empty completely at low tide. So if you're banking on some creekside views and some water-based activities, it would be worth checking in advance the tide times before you make a booking at this site.
And they are all the way out there. Oh my gosh! If you'd like to use the slipway to launch your kayak, paddleboard or canoe, you will need to pay a £5 supplement per stay, which is pretty good value. They've gone so far away, I actually can't see Mac anymore, so if he's fallen in, I have not caught it on camera. High tide is where this site really excels. Even if you're not getting out on the water yourself, watching everyone else while you enjoy a cuppa or a cold drink on a hot day is also really good fun. At high tide, the slipway did get very busy, but we actually really enjoyed the social nature of our pitch, as it meant chatting to lots of other campers as they had fun in the water. Brave water doggo. I think this is them off in the distance. It was beautiful blue skies a second ago, and now these clouds are really coming in. And the wind has picked up. Will they make it back before those clouds and make it over here? It is absolutely tipping it down. And this is them in the distance here, paddling for their lives. And paddle faster, quick!
It's gonna get wet.
Oh look, he's trying to stand up! Please fall off, please fall off! Oh, 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 oh! I know that's mean to laugh, isn't it? I love you, husband. I can see Matt giving him like advice, like to get back on. Oh, there he goes.
Gotta wriggle.
Is he going to attempt it again? Yes, he is. He's probably like, well, I'm wet now, I may as well.
Let's go for it.
Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Yes.
He's out.
looks quite professional, I've got to say. Yeah. You catch him as he comes around the corner. A big thank you again to Matt and Amanda for generously letting us use your paddleboard and being all round terrific top caravan neighbours.
Yeah, I nearly lost my hat when I fell in as well. That came off. Well, our wonderful neighbours, Matt and Amanda, let me use their paddleboard. So Matt and I have been paddling out for, I don't know, how long have we gone? About an hour?
Over an hour?
Over an hour.
I was
Such
worried
great
I was going to have
fun.
to call the RNLI.
No RNLI needed. Great fun. I've never done that before, but it's super fun. I was kneeling for most of the time, stood up. First time I fell in backwards, took my breath away.
I caught it on camera.
Oh, good, excellent. But then after that, I managed to get the hang of it. What a great thing to do. Surprisingly stable board as well, and this is an ideal place to do it. It's really enclosed. It got a little bit windy the further out we got, but this is really sheltered, and there's lots of people out there, kids, people of all ages on paddleboards, kayaks and the like. So if that's your thing, this is definitely a really good place to come.
Are you going to go and get warm now?
Yes, I'm freezing. Since we last saw you, we have been enjoying a couple of beers up at the Galleon bar with some new friends, Tim and Rachel, who also have now started their own caravan YouTube channel called Travel with Tim. We'll link it down below. They are a lovely couple, so please go and have a look and subscribe to their channel as well. Meanwhile, we've got a little bit hungry. There's a pizza van up the end there, and the Galleon bar also does tapas. There was a big queue at the pizza van, so we're not quite sure what we're going to get, but we're going to end up with some food in our bellies very shortly.
The Galleon had closed their kitchen and the queue for pizza was very long, so we ended up back at the caravan making spaghetti bolognese. Sometimes things just don't go to plan.
Can't believe how far the water goes out.
I know, it goes out such a long way. So, where did you get to?
You see the marina buildings? They're like the structure, there's a tall structure up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, about there I think.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it didn't feel like we were going that far.
You were out for ages.
I know, it was so nice out on the water though, because you kind of, it's like a different perspective
Nice
on where
and
you
peaceful.
are. Yeah, it's really peaceful, really nice. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
How are your upper body muscles this morning?
Fine this morning actually, yeah. My legs ache a little bit, I think it's because I was kneeling down a lot.
There's a lot of balance, I guess,
Yeah,
getting up on that board.
yeah.
I'm very glad I caught you
Only falling
off.
Only once.
That's not bad.
No, I
Like,
don't think so.
For
That's all
what,
right.
your second time ever paddleboarding?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
It was really nice of our neighbours to let me borrow it
Yeah, really
and come
nice.
out with me. Yeah, that's really nice.
It's a nice view. We have run out of milk and I am gasping for a cup of tea. The reception here doesn't have milk in at the moment, so luckily there is a shop 400 yards away, so I'm going to walk up there, grab some milk, come back and make a cup of tea.
I have been gasping for this cup of tea. I feel a little bit weather beaten, to be honest. This pitch right on the creek side is a fantastic place to be, but you do get the full brunt of the wind. In fact, it's a great pitch, it's a great site. It's a bank holiday weekend, it's absolutely full to the gunnels, but it doesn't feel overrun. It's super friendly. Our neighbours Matt and Amanda, as you saw, let me take their paddleboard out yesterday. We met up with Rachel and Tim and had a nice beer, so it's got a really friendly vibe to it, this site. I think we'll definitely be back, but for now I'm just going to sit here, enjoy a cup of tea and watch the tide come in.
That's the great thing about this pitch. The view out onto the creek is fantastic, and if you're into water sports you can literally launch from right next to this pitch onto the slipway. So if you're into people watching as well, it's great because when the tide is high it gets really busy with everyone out with their kayaks and their paddle boards. But if you're not so into people watching you, then potentially this pitch right next to the slipway isn't the one, and you might be better off with some of the other creekside pitches a little further back. I think they will probably give you a little bit more privacy. Well, we have had a nice afternoon relaxing, people watching everyone go out on their paddleboards and kayaks. Now I'm a little bit peckish, and seeing as we missed out on tapas at the bar last night, I think it's time to go up there and give it a try and have some food because I am hungry. Mac is filling up Dozer's treat bag, so Dozer is supervising.
And I'm paying tax.
Got to pay the treat tax. Was the treat bag full to your satisfaction, sir? Good boy. Where are you going with that? Where are you going with that? Good boy. Bring it here. Well done. Good boy. Come on then. Thank you. There you go. Good boy. The Galleon has a fun nautical theme and serves small plates and bar nibbles in the evening. The staff were really helpful and friendly and are a real credit to the site. We ordered a selection of dishes to share. It wasn't high cuisine, but it was tasty and it did the job.
Well, it's our last night here at Fishery Creek on Hayling Island, so time for a wrap up of our thoughts. What do you reckon?
The site has a lot of personality. It is super family friendly and there is a great sense of community here. Is it perfect? No. Is it the most peaceful and tranquil park we've stayed at? No, but that's okay. We really enjoyed our stay here.
We have, and if you are into water sports, this really is an ideal location. Right on the creek side, you can just get out and paddle to your heart's content, and that's a nice, safe little place to do so. So that is definitely a plus for this site. And would we stay again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we would, actually. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
So, meanwhile,
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
thanks a lot.
Bye.